This is a special episode. Solo Journeys in India. Navigating the Transport Tapestry via tuk-tuks, trains, and planes. Welcome to Dr. Mary Travelbest's 5 Steps to Solo Travel Guide. Please rate this podcast 5 stars, and also the Amazon book series, especially Part B on solo destinations. I've been traveling solo since 1972 and writing about it since 1993. Now, you can experience the top-selling book series, 5 Steps to Solo Travel, found on Amazon. I recently took a 90-day trip around the world, and this is a special episode on Indian transportation for the solo female. So the question, what are the challenges faced by solo female travelers in India? How can they navigate the transportation system? And what are the travel tips for exploring India's transport networks as a solo female traveler? This special podcast edition is about the roads less traveled, including a few solo female travel tips for exploring India's transport networks. India has big dreams. The shift from China seems to be that there's a lot going on in India, and 70 new airports have opened up just since 2017. The highway capacity is up 60% in less than a decade, and the port capacity has grown 83% in the past 6 years, while rail investment has quadrupled. There was a massive train crash when I was in India, and many people were tragically killed. The people I was staying with had friends on those trains, but they were okay. Many of my family members contacted me across the miles to see if I was okay, as it was world news, and you can see the show notes for more on train accidents. Now, India is the world's largest populated country, but it has transportation challenges. It also has corruption, bureaucracy, and red tape. Corrupted officials leverage their control over permits to line their pockets, and income equality is massive. The wealthiest 10% makes up almost 60% of India's income. However, the future looks brighter. One airline, Go First, went out of business after I bought my ticket in May 2023. I cannot get a refund because the airline is bankrupt and therefore will not honor any purchases of their flights, nor will the ticket agency through which I bought it. I arrived in Chennai from a flight originating in Cambodia, and I transferred through Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I spent 8 hours in that airport talking to people from all over the world. So here's a rundown of the travel I did over 2 weeks in 6 cities in India. In Chennai, I took taxis and tuk-tuks. I flew to Kerala and rode in private cars and on a ferry. I flew to Hyderabad and I was in private cars. I flew to Goa and I was in taxis, the back of a motorcycle, private cars, and buses. I flew to Delhi, and I was in tuk-tuks and buses. I took a charter bus to Agra, and I was in private cars, golf carts, and tuk-tuks. I took a charter bus to Delhi, and I was on trains. When going through airport security, here's what I learned. You must be in an all-female line. Men and women are not allowed to go through together. The same thing happened when I went to the Taj Mahal. Separate security stations were established, and I even hit my head on that going through. And I'm 5'10". I'm taller than most women. So overall, I made many transportation mistakes, but they were all to help you make a better trip next time. So let me tell you about them. In India, some of my travel mistakes that I can recall, I was lied to by a taxi driver. He had no shoes, and he also had no change. I got scammed in the main Delhi train station. That's right. And I also had trouble finding a bus to Agra. Now, here are some tips that I want to give to you. Keep plenty of small denomination bills to pay your drivers, especially the tuk-tuks. Use sign language and many facial expressions to let them know how they're doing. Practice your English and your Indian words with drivers. Be patient with the systems as they do their best with much growth. And if you are driving, expect many tolls on the highway. The airports could be more than an hour away from your destination, as the cities here are very spread out. Where are you going? Let me know if I helped you travel. The show notes have many ways to connect.
What's on your travel bucket list? Tell the doctor and her team of women who travel the world seeking the very best. Dr. Travelbest, that is.